has spent more Reba McEntire than 5 decades in the spotlight, building a reputation as one of the most respected and gracious figures in entertainment. From sold-out concerts to hit television shows, her career looks nearly flawless from the outside. But behind the awards, applause, and warm smile lies a much more complicated story. Over the years, Reba encountered rivalries, betrayals, and deeply personal disappointments that quietly reshaped how she navigated Hollywood and Nashville. These weren't minor misunderstandings or passing disagreements. They were moments that cut deep, moments involving people she once trusted or admired. For a long time, Reba chose silence, believing professionalism mattered more than public confrontation. But silence doesn't erase pain, it only stores it. When Reba finally allowed parts of her truth to surface, it became clear that certain wounds never fully heal. The 5 people connected to these stories didn't just hurt her feelings. They changed the way she protected her career, her creativity, and her heart forever. Reba's transition from country music legend to sitcom star with Reba should have been a celebration. The show ran from 2001 to 2007 and brought her into millions of homes as Reba Hart, a resilient Texas mother navigating divorce, family, and life's curveballs. As both lead actress and executive producer, Reba played a major role in shaping the show's tone and success. Early on, the cast chemistry felt genuine, and audiences embraced the ensemble. But behind the scenes, tensions slowly emerged. According to insiders, one co-star began privately taking credit for creative decisions that had originated with Reba herself. Over time, this individual reportedly pushed for more screen time and influence, subtly diminishing Reba's role despite her being the heart of the series. What stung most was hearing her contributions minimized in industry circles, reduced to her fame rather than her talent. Though she never publicly named the co-star, the experience taught Reba a lasting lesson about creative ownership. As the series progressed, the power struggle reportedly became harder to ignore. Reba found herself defending her own vision on a show that carried her name, something she never expected to face. Critics later noticed shifts in focus and character balance, changes that aligned with rumors of behind-the-scenes disagreements. Still, Reba maintained professionalism, refusing to let personal conflict disrupt the production. After the show ended, producers quietly acknowledged the tension, though names were never spoken. The experience left a permanent mark. From that point on, Reba became far more protective of her creative voice and selective about collaborations. This shift would later prepare her for one of the most challenging transitions of her life, managing her own career after her divorce. Rather than breaking her, the disappointment strengthened her resolve. She continued acting, expanded her music career, and eventually returned to television on her own terms. While time may have softened the tension, the lesson remained unforgettable. Reba's film experience with director Rob Reiner introduced another painful chapter. Cast in his 1994 movie North, Reba entered the project eager to expand her acting resume. The film featured an impressive cast, and the opportunity felt significant. However, on set, Reiner's directing style reportedly clashed sharply with Reba's approach. Witnesses later described moments where Reiner publicly criticized her performance in front of cast and crew, an experience that deeply embarrassed her. One remark, allegedly calling her delivery too country, cut especially deep, given that her authenticity was the very reason audiences connected with her. Matters worsened when several of her scenes were red-hot without clear communication, leaving her feeling undermined. Although the conflict never became public at the time, it influenced Reba's willingness to pursue film roles afterward. She became more cautious, favoring projects where mutual respect and collaboration were clearly established. This period also coincided with another disappointment, Reba turning down the role of Molly Brown in Titanic due to touring commitments. Though she later admitted the regret, she stood by her decision to protect her team and responsibilities. These combined experiences reinforced her belief that career control mattered more than prestige. Years later, despite their difficult past, Reba responded with grace following Rob Reiner's tragic death, publicly honoring his contributions and kindness. Her response demonstrated remarkable emotional maturity, the ability to acknowledge pain without allowing it to define her. It also reflected how Reba chooses to process conflict, privately, thoughtfully, and without public bitterness. The experience didn't lead to revenge or public feuds, but it did reshape her boundaries. From that point forward, Reba made it clear that respect was non-negotiable, regardless of fame or influence. Perhaps the most painful betrayal didn't come from a colleague, but from someone Reba considered family. Laura Putty Stroud was a close friend, someone inside Reba's trusted inner circle. That trust shattered after Reba's 2015 divorce from Narvel Blackstock, when reports surfaced that Narvel had begun dating Laura shortly afterward. The revelation stunned fans and insiders alike. The timing raised uncomfortable questions, and the emotional impact was undeniable. Losing a marriage is painful enough, but discovering a close friend had crossed such a boundary added another layer of heartbreak. Despite public sympathy, Reba chose dignity over drama. She never publicly attacked either party and continued her professional relationship with Narvel through their shared business. Internally, however, the betrayal changed her forever. She became more guarded with friendships, more cautious about trust. Even so, Reba eventually found happiness again, proving resilience doesn't require bitterness. Reba's handling of this personal betrayal only reinforced why she remains so respected. While tabloids speculated and social media buzzed, she focused on healing quietly. Over time, she rebuilt her personal life, eventually beginning a relationship with actor Rex Linn. Her ability to move forward without public resentment became a defining trait. Yet forgiveness does not always mean forgetting. Some lines, once crossed, permanently alter how trust is given. This chapter reminded Reba that even the closest relationships require boundaries. It also reinforced her belief in self-reliance and emotional strength. Rather than allowing betrayal to harden her, she let it refine her priorities. Love, loyalty, and honesty mattered more than ever. The pain didn't destroy her, it clarified her. Reba's rivalry with Miranda Lambert reflects a different kind of wound, one rooted in competition and recognition. As one of country music's most decorated artists, Reba has always been driven. That drive occasionally collided with Lambert's dominance at award shows. Tensions peaked during the 2019 ACM Awards, when Reba openly criticized the industry for excluding women from Entertainer of the Year nominations. While widely praised, the moment highlighted philosophical differences between her and Lambert. Later rumors suggested tension during their 2025 collaboration, though no credible sources confirmed a feud. Still, certain comments and interactions hinted at clashing mindsets. Reba's belief in collective advocacy contrasted with Lambert's individual confidence. While representatives denied any conflict, the underlying contrast remained. For Reba, recognition has always symbolized validation after decades of work. When that recognition felt dismissed or trivialized, it left a quiet sting that never fully disappeared. The most surprising name on the list is Blake Shelton. Their relationship began with mutual respect, mentorship, and years of collaboration on The Voice. However, following Reba's divorce, Shelton's decision to officiate Narvel Blackstock's wedding to Laura Putty Stroud reportedly caused deep discomfort. In Nashville's close-knit world, loyalty carries unspoken weight. While no public confrontation occurred, insiders noticed a cooling of warmth between them. Reba continued working professionally, eventually joining The Voice as a coach, but admitted she initially hesitated. Though both maintained polite public interactions, the personal line had been crossed. For Reba, it wasn't about sides, it was about